Yeah, we have a guest coming in right now, and he's got a WWE Championship match coming up at WrestleMania, which is unbelievable based on the story that's been told. Ladies and gentlemen, Kofi Kingston is here. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm fantastically well, just hanging and banging, walking and talking, you know what I mean? Big media day today, but it's all good. Everything is great.
Yeah, how is it doing media right now without, you've been in a group called The New Day for years, and you guys are joined at the hip. You got your New Day shirt on. Usually you walk around in matching tracksuits.
I know.
I mean, it's family. And you do media together always.
Yes, it's very strange. So I actually had a media day in Baltimore a couple days ago for SmackDown, and that was by myself. I was on the Fallon show last night. That was alone. So I guess it's a good thing because we're all like doing different things. We have our hands in a lot of different pots right now, and we're kind of diversifying. But it's definitely very strange to be doing a media day solo.
Do you feel like it's that on some level WWE is seeing how this goes? We're putting him in the WWE Championship match. Let's see if he can shine by himself.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I've even before New Day though, I would do media days by myself. So I don't know if that would be like a test. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that they think that I can handle it by now. 11 years being on television with the WWE. Like
you guys know I was here before New Day. You guys know that, right? Like you're a comic book guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Did Joker kill Batman's parents?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, see, this is something I literally just found out before you walked
Joe
in.
Chill.
That's what they all told me. I had no idea.
Yeah. Come on, Sam.
Because in the Tim Burton movie, they showed Jack Nicholson killing Batman's parents.
Right.
And so for years,
oh my God,
I've been living this.
That was your truth.
That's my truth.
Oh my God.
And you're looking at me like you're an ignorant fool. Like, that's crazy. Wow. Kofi, I mean, the story of Kofi Kingston, for those that don't know, is like you said, you've been in WWE for 11 years. You've been popular, but never in the WWE Championship match.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't happened for you.
Right.
2 months ago or so, a couple months ago, one of the wrestlers ends up getting injured, and he's taken out of a match legit. And Kofi, you get called in to be his replacement in that match. It was a 6-way elimination chamber match. And the lead up to, and that match itself became so big, and you became so, people were reminded of how much they wanted you in that position, I think, that the fans kind of forced the WWE's hand into going, wait a minute, I don't know what the plan was before, but WrestleMania is in a couple months. I think that Kofi's the one who needs to get this WWE Championship match.
Yeah, it's been surreal. Like, the support from the fans has been amazing. And like you said, it's one of those things where like you don't realize, or I didn't realize like how much they wanted this. I knew that I wanted it.
Right.
But it wasn't until like that gauntlet match, and I start getting to like the last few people, and people are just like losing their minds. I'm just like, wow, this is amazing to see this support, because that's what you work for. I've always said that I have no control over like the booking or where things are going to go. The only thing I can control is my performance in the ring, and I always try to do that to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? And it's paid off, and people have seen that and noticed that, and they want this as much as I do. So it's an awesome feeling to have that, just like unwavering support from the WWE universe.
When did you say to yourself, "Oh my God, I think this is a real possibility"? Because clearly, I mean, literally a week before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
Right.
You weren't in the conversation.
Yeah, even less. Yeah, less than a week. It was something that, so I remember, and I've told the story a few times, like I barely do cardio. Like, I'll lift, but I don't, like, I'm small enough as it is, so for me to be on the treadmill, like burning off more unnecessary calories is probably not the best thing. So, or I use that as an excuse to not do cardio. But, I, for whatever reason, decided to do cardio the Sunday before that SmackDown, and then I got a text at the show saying, hey, Ali's going to be hurt and he's not going to be in it. We're going to do a gauntlet match. You're going to be the replacement. Can you handle a gauntlet match? And I'm just like, yeah, of course. But I was mad that like I did the cardio before because my body's not used to like having to like, strain itself so much. I was like, I wouldn't have done cardio if I knew I was going to be in the ring for another hour. But
yeah, I mean, that's the key, that like it's a gauntlet match, but that means you were in that match for literally an hour.
Yeah. But at the same time too, like I've been around long enough to know that these opportunities are few and far between, and especially for me to even be like spoken about in this this title picture was something that I knew that I had to do well in, you know what I'm saying? Because again, like these opportunities are so rare. So it was my only objective to kind of like knock it out of the park, and I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah. So is that what you do? You go like, okay, I didn't know this morning when I woke up this wasn't happening,
right?
But I've got 50 minutes to shine in this gauntlet match. I have to be the guy who stands out. Like, not just so, because it seems like, one strategy could be, well, we want Kofi to shine just so people aren't disappointed that somebody was replaced.
Sure.
I don't think anybody realized that Kofi's going to shine so bright that he starts outshining everybody.
Yeah. Again, being like fortunate to be in that position is great. And I've been using this quote for a while, but I just make sure to keep my blade sharp. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you just don't know. Like you're always one match away. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize it, but you're literally one match away from doing great things, and you just kind of have to keep going out and having those great matches, and that always is the goal, because you just never know like what the result of that performance is going to be.
So that's easy for people to take from you now in the context of you proved it to be true, but how do you maintain that for 11 years, right? Yeah. 11 years you're going through this. And really, I mean, for me, so in 2009, you kind of flirted with the idea of maybe you are going to head towards the main event. I was at the Raw. You had a story going with Randy Orton.
Right.
I was at that Raw in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
Where everybody, you had this, but you jumped off one of the sections in the audience onto another section through a table, and everybody lost their minds. And everybody at that point in 2009 was ready for Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Something happened, and it just got stopped in its tracks, I feel like. And it was like, okay, back to where we were before with Kofi.
Right.
So to realize that, one match can change everything, but also it can be taken away at a moment's notice.
Exactly.
How for the next 10 years do you maintain that sort of optimism?
You just have to, I feel like when I became a WWE superstar, it was always my goal to be the best. Like, you know what I mean? You strive so hard to have the best matches possible. You want to steal the show with every single opportunity that you get. So, and it does get hard sometimes. I told this story too. Like my first WrestleMania, we had the Money in the Bank. I think it was the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. And I did so many cool and amazing things that had never been done before in a ladder match, which is saying a lot because, you have Christian and Edge and the Hardys and the Dudleys who have done so many amazing things in ladder matches and set the bar so high. So when I was able to kind of go out there and do these amazing things that no one had seen, and then I come through Gorilla and everyone's a standing ovation. I'm like, oh my God, like things are about to take off. The very next day I'm not on Raw. So like, it's like, okay, like I just poured my heart and soul into this, and like I didn't get the result that I wanted, but okay, let's try it again. Now here we got the Orton situation, and going toe to toe with one of the greatest of all time, and Madison Square Garden, Roddy Piper was involved in the segment. I come out to save Roddy Piper. Let's pause on that. Like a lot of people forget about that. I came out to save Hot Rod Roddy Piper.
Who is going to be the hero to save Roddy Piper?
And it's me. Like, just weird, man. But, it was an amazing event, amazing match, an amazing situation in Madison Square Garden, because a lot of people know when you come to New York, like everybody tries to be cool and cheer for all the bad guys. You know what I mean? So in the beginning of that situation, people were cheering for Orton, and I remember like getting beat up or getting thrown over one of the guardrails, and everyone's like, oh yeah, get him, Randy. But by the end of that segment, when I was the one who was jumping off the table onto him, everybody was on their feet chanting my name. So we were able to like turn people in that moment.
And it was organic and it was real.
Yeah. So those are the moments that you strive to have, and the opportunities that you strive to have and take advantage of. So you just do it. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's very hard. It's very easy to like be jaded a lot of the times when you put a lot into this and you're not getting what you want. But like I said, the only thing that I can control is my performance, So if I get jaded and now I allow it to let my performance slide, then I deserve or I don't deserve to get, to reap the benefits and have the sweet fruits or whatever, what I'm saying? So
How did you feel about the kind of the subtext of everything that's going on in your storyline? Because the whole, anyone but us phrase, I think that those of us that look a little deeply kind of know what's being said.
Yeah.
And it's pretty wild that is being said and being honestly said on WWE TV.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that that's part of this story?
Well, it's great. I think it's awesome because it is kind of like the elephant in the room, you know what I mean? But at the same time, when we say people like us, everybody can kind of relate to that, because what does it mean? Does it mean the fact that I come out in like pigtails and we wear pink and bright colors and I skip and I clap and I twerk and you don't want to see someone like that as a WWE champion? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we intentionally left it to be kind of vague, and there's a lot of people who identify with it for a lot of different reasons. And I think what the coolest thing about this storyline is that, going to like a racial aspect, being an African-American male on television doing great things, we always say it's so important to have representation to where someone who looks like you can look at the TV screen and say, wow, this is possible for me. He looks like me. I can do this. But at the same time, it's also important for people to identify with the fact that, hey, this guy is fighting from underneath. This guy is having mountains put in front of him, and he's climbing these mountains, and then more mountains are getting stacked on top, and he's still having to climb, and I'm having a difficult time in my life. Well, he's climbing these mountains. I can do that, because he's doing it. So it's like Kendrick Lamar said, there's levels to it. You and I know, you know what I'm saying? So it's so many different levels, and for us to ignore that fact would do the whole story like injustice. So we just, we're going out there and we just kind of lay it all out on the table and let it be what it is. So
I love that that's the era that we're in, that we're talking, like, the truth is being said. Like, the things that the fans are talking about are what's being reflected in the stories. There's not sort of things just being masked and being like, oh, no, we're not going to address that. Like, things are being addressed.
Right. And yeah, like I said before too, like it's bigger than just one thing, but I think that we're doing a good job of addressing all of it, especially me going out there, and the 11-year journey in and of itself is crazy, to have gone through this for that long and only be getting the chance now. Like, that is like the ultimate underdog, keep fighting as hard as you can because you never know type situation as well. So like I said, man, there's levels to it, and just I think that's why so many people are able to identify with this story, is because it covers so many different aspects of life in general.
Want more Jim and Sam? Catch up with full episodes and interviews from celebrity guests anytime on demand using the SiriusXM app.